and welcome to this episode of Tripology Podcast. It's a backpacking show where two best friends get together and talk about all the travel that they've been doing. I'm Alun, and I'm here with the ever generous Adam.
I think you said Tripology Podcasts by mistake.
Podcasts.
But we're going to roll with it.
We roll with that sort of thing because if we were doing a feline-based rehabilitation podcast for the cat community, what would we call it?
We'd call it Tripology Podcasts.
Exactly.
You a dog person or a cat person?
I prefer canines from a pet perspective, but I have been known to work in wildlife rehabilitation, particularly focused on the feline community. I had a baby ocelot in the Amazon jungle. A lot of listeners don't know that about me. And I briefly...
A lot of listeners might not know what an ocelot is.
An ocelot is a type of very sleek, very wonderful jungle cat. When I had my baby ocelot, he was about the size of half of a 30-centimeter ruler. And I also worked with a margai.
I've never heard of that.
A margai is another type of jungle cat.
Okay.
And I also very briefly had an encounter with a rehabilitating jaguar.
Right.
But I didn't...
What was the jaguar rehabilitating?
A human. My boss, who used
Back
to be
into society.
scratched up like high heaven because
Been
of
living in
that
the
jaguar.
jungle for too long.
Yeah. No, I couldn't work with the jaguar because he used to mess people up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How big was the jaguar?
As big as a jaguar, almost.
That's like a medium-sized dog.
No, bigger.
Much bigger.
Much bigger. His head was the size of a pit bull's head,
Okay.
but the body was
Also
the
known
size
as a
of
medium-sized dog.
3 Alsatians. He was big, the jaguar, mate.
That is scary.
Yeah, he was scary. His name was Benny, which is not a scary name.
No, it's quite a cute
But
name.
it was spelt with an I, B-E-N-I, which is undeniably more scary than Benny with a Y.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think we can all agree.
I think we can all agree. But I don't really like that question. Are you a dog person? Are you a cat person? Because I like both, actually. If you put a gun to my head.
Yeah, I came to Japan thinking that the Japanese were probably cat people.
Right.
And I've since realised that they're actually small dog people.
Yeah, they like specifically small dogs.
Really small dogs.
Yeah, that's all we've seen, actually. And they're pushing them around in pushchairs, in prams.
That happens sometimes, yeah. And you think, wow, what an ugly baby. Oh, no, wait, it's a dog.
Do you think that'll exist is that an Asian thing, sort of East thing versus West? Are we ever going to see the streets of London or any European city, let's leave the US out of this, pushing their pet dogs around in a pram?
I think it definitely happens in the US already. And what I think, actually, my honest answer is we live in such a global, multicultural melting pot. There's not even any such thing as an Asian thing anymore. Everything belongs to the global world. I don't know if I believe that. But what I do believe is that every little aspect of culture has been done in all cultures by someone at some point. That's what I think. There was a time where people would see a firework and think that's a Chinese thing. No one thinks that anymore. There's a time where people see people pushing small dogs in prams. I think that's a Japanese thing. Not going to be the case anymore. So it's just the way it is, mate. Backwards baseball caps, that's an American thing. I just saw the other day someone from the Middle East doing it. Can you believe it?
I can't, and I don't. I'm still here in Japan. I'm wearing red. This is it's a soft exit from my Arsenal shirt from a couple of episodes ago. It's still red. It's still showing support for my team. Actually, I've created what looks like the Japanese flag, if you weren't in the shot.
Yeah, well, I look like a stain on the Japanese flag, don't I, from that perspective?
That's what that person down the shop said.
Yeah, well, there you go. You win some, and then sometimes in the same breath, you lose some.
You would have understood if you spoke Japanese. But anyway, today,
I called you generous.
You did call me generous.
Why?
Because it was your birthday recently.
Yes.
And I don't know if getting you a birthday gift on your birthday is generous.
No, it's quite generous because I didn't get you a birthday gift, for example, on your last birthday.
But I also wasn't in the same country.
And I texted you and said...
You said, I'm sorry, Adam, I know it's your birthday. But I didn't get you anything this year.
Yeah.
Because you're very difficult to buy for.
I think that's nice to receive a text just... Because a lot of people didn't even text me on my birthday this year.
Didn't they?
Some people who I like a lot,
yeah,
I didn't hear from them.
Do you think that's because of your age?
I think it's because I'm unpopular. There were some people who are my best friends
Wow.
There are people in the category of best friend for whom I didn't receive a message.
But I don't hold that against people. If people don't wish me a happy birthday, I mean, the numbers have
No.
gone down since I'm now 36.
That is the case, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
The number of people go down.
10 years ago, I think I counted one year 240 messages, something like that.
Yeah, back when Facebook would like really advertise that shit.
If it wasn't for Facebook, you would never know
No.
that it was someone's birthday.
No.
And it only takes 10 seconds to write a quick happy birthday.
It does. HB, someone once said to me, I would rather you didn't bother.
HBAD, kiss.
If someone messaged you on your birthday, HB, at that point, honestly, please don't message me.
Yeah, don't take the time.
Yeah, please.
Channel that 1 second
My
into something
God.
else.
Yeah.
But no, I did think it was important for us to do something. And we did say on a previous episode, a couple of episodes ago, that when I'm in Japan, we may well do a cooking class together. So you are quite a good cook, actually. I do believe that. I think you know how to cook what you like to cook very well.
I'm very practical.
Yeah.
Very practical. And I think cooking is nothing if not the marrying of art with practicality in the culinary realm.
You do the maximum output from the least amount of moves.
That's true.
You're very efficient around a kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
And before you know it, everything's back on the shelf, totally dry.
Yeah, I don't want to leave a mess.
No.
And my mum taught me that.
But I had only been in the country for, it wasn't even 24 hours, was it? Because I arrived in the evening.
It was the first thing you did. You said, I've got a surprise for you. Come with me.
Yeah, so what Alan didn't know, we are sometimes arranging things without the other person knowing, but what's difficult with that is when there's a birthday on the horizon and we've just seen each other for the first time in a year, there is a chance that I'm arranging something for him and he's arranging something for me at the very same time. You had a shift at 7-Eleven that morning.
Where I work.
Yeah, which could have caused confusion. But you said, look, I've got this thing I need to do. I've been called into work for just 1 hour. It's a tutorial at 7-Eleven, and I'll be free about midday. And I said, that's great because I've booked us something as a surprise for you in the afternoon, all the way over in Ginza. I think you're going to really enjoy it.
Yes, exactly. Now, it was you. So by that fact alone, I assumed it was something to do with either alcohol or food.
I hate that there'll be people listening to this who probably say alcohol at the same time as you.
Yeah, I think, but do you know what though? Sometimes one of the greatest gifts a man can give someone else is the benefit of their knowledge.
Right.
And one of the things I love about you being here, because like some people will know this experience. Sometimes when a friend comes to stay for a long time, you're obviously overjoyed to see them, but it's like it's a disruption of your daily routine, of course. Because like now suddenly your whole life's different because your friends like with you all the time. And I welcome that disruption, and I also think one of the loveliest things about it is I now have someone in close proximity to my life who knows an awful lot about food. So that aspect of decision making is completely gone from my day. I just go, Adam's in charge of the food. We're at the supermarket, Adam picks the ingredients. We're walking along the street, Adam picks the restaurant. We look at a menu, Adam does that, and I do everything else. And that's nice.
I knew there was no way this was only going to be, positive.
Yeah. But no, it is good, though. I like that aspect of our friendship.
It's a good dynamic. And I'm sure if you're listening to this now, you've got a friend in mind, or maybe it's even you that is the person who chooses the food. I did say on a voice note recently to someone that I don't understand people who travel extensively, probably in a similar capacity to the way we travel, and they're not interested in food. For me, travel and food and food culture are one and the same.
Some of my favourite people are people who are really interested in food. The very first person that I travelled with, like my travel mentor in many ways, he was similar to you, very interested in food. I love food, but I'm not an expert in it, and I find it maybe a little bit intimidating in some ways to like. I don't like to throw my weight around feeling like I know a lot about food. So I love traveling with people who are massively interested because I can just get to try all the foods without having to go on the Wikipedia articles.
Yeah, I think that you're more knowledgeable than most people, and you're probably more adventurous than most.
Definitely more adventurous than most. Yeah, there's almost nothing I won't eat except for that brief stint in India where I was a vegetarian.
Yeah, but then it's about, path of least resistance,
Yeah, yeah.
conforming to society.
Yeah, I
That sort
was
of
just conforming, wasn't I?
stuff. But it's an easy place to be a vegetarian.
The easiest, maybe.
Yeah, and ethics do come into it, etc., etc., etc. But I do think if you are traveling and you're in a place that has a very strong cuisine in terms of its identity, with lots of interesting flavors and textures and ingredients and all that sort of stuff, get out your own way. Because even if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, you might not be forever. And then it's a missed opportunity.
It's true. How many vegetarians have you spoken to who have just let their principles erode over time? And after a while, they decide they don't care that much about the animals.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Just the other night, actually, we went out for a little barbecue. It's not going to be what the show's about, but we went out for a little yakiniku. We went out for a little,
Sure, you can say that.
yeah. Anyway, the restaurant setup is basically the same as a Korean barbecue. You've got a grill in the middle of the table. You buy a load of meat. You grill them yourself, and the kitchen are just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. But one of the meat choices that we went for was tongue.
Yeah, literally the organ used for speech,
Yeah.
and we ate it.
And Alan ate it, and you liked it. You actually said at one point in the meal you think it's your favourite.
I think it was most interesting. I think one factor by which food can be judged is the level of interestingness that it has compared with the things you might eat day to day. It is a barometer that you can use.
Yeah, it was so tasty that it sort of makes you think, well, why don't people in the West eat tongue?
I feel that way about a lot of things that people don't eat in the West. I think organ meats should be much more readily consumed. The fact that people in the West just eat chicken breast, cow breast, turkey breast, and bacon blows my mind.
Well, it's so far, it's not even the tastiest meat
No.
from the animal, and it's so far removed from, the process of killing the animal or anything. I just don't think that people in the West want to think that it was once an animal, because it will probably harm sales.
I think that's why it's the most preferential. I think the reason chicken breast is the most popular bit of the chicken is because it's the most divorced from the chicken itself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's often the least flavourful. It's the most dry if you don't cook it properly, which I imagine a lot of people aren't.
But as soon as you deal in legs and wings and stuff like that, you're dealing in bone, and then it's harder to extrapolate.
Yeah, and people don't like to chew things. We also had another animal that is eaten in France, actually.
Oh,
And in some parts, yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, good knowledge.
Thanks, mate. Horse.
Yeah, we went to an izakaya, a really busy little bar. It was very, very fun. And the reason why we chose that restaurant, and by we I mean me, I chose the restaurant, is because I saw a little cartoon drawing of a horse on the board outside, and that usually means that they sell what is called a basashi,
Yeah.
which is horse meat.
Just French for horse. There was a famous scandal that happened in the UK a long while ago where basically it turned out that Tesco's mince was horse meat.
Yeah, and I think the problem was with that, with the consumers, was not that they were eating horse, it's that they were eating horse when they were sold it as cow.
That is annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
Would you care if, for example, who was that hairdresser that started making pies out of people's flesh?
What?
Sweeney Todd?
Sweeney Todd?
He, similar to Tesco's, was selling one product that was disguised as a much more commonly devoured product.
Yeah.
He was selling meat pies, but they were actually Homo sapien pies.
I don't know if they're exactly the same.
I would say that they similar business models.
In essence.
Yeah.
In
Would you
essence.
have been upset consuming a Sweeney Todd pie?
Probably.
There you go.
I would have said, yeah.
That's important that you
That's
would
my
have been.
threshold.
Yeah.
That's my limit.
For me too.
But now that I know that you're open to eating horse, there are some very interesting meats, some rare meats that you can try, and different animal body parts and animals and that sort of
I
stuff.
do have a line though, as someone who works in animal rehabilitation. I don't think I would eat any animal that I've looked after in a professional capacity.
The same one or the same species?
Same species.
Okay. Well, that does rule out quite a few.
Yeah.
I'll bear that in mind.
But I would be a bit upset if you ate one of them in front of me.
Okay.
Because I've had such an emotional bond with a lot of animals.
Yeah. Oh, well, I just won't do it in front of
I think it'd be impossible to divorce the idea of that animal from the animal that I have loved.
Well, let me challenge you on that, because you've looked after sheep and you've helped delivered lambs.
Yeah, but I think we can all agree those sheep were fucking annoying. I wouldn't say we loved those sheep.
I loved a couple of them.
Adam, you should never do that.
I've got the same hair they have. No, it's, I think that my experience in Canada with sheep, both on the farm that we met on, and then also after that, I worked at a winery that had 3 lovely sheep as well that I bonded with. I used to describe them as sheep that had been, they were humans that had been transformed into sheep. They had very childlike personalities.
Everyone thought it was weird when you described them like that, incessantly.
But they were really, really funny and amazing. But it didn't stop. Actually, the family that I was working for, they stopped eating mutton and lamb as a result.
Did they?
Yeah, because they just couldn't. They were their own pets, in the same way that you wouldn't eat dog if you've got a pet dog.
I remember when there was that ram that you disliked on the farm.
Oh, God. We're going to lose some listeners.
Yeah, well, this is a fact about Adam. It's one of the things you said that made me laugh early on. It made me realise that I liked you and thought you were funny. But there was a ram on the farm that you really disliked, and he went for you every time. He hated you, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I was delivering him his food.
Yeah.
And he was in a pen with 2 ewes who were also aging. They were all about 12.
Not me's, who were aging.
No. Female sheep who were sort of 12 to 14 years old. He was the ram. He was the dominant. He was the alpha male. His name was Pepperoni.
Yeah, which is a good name for an Italian.
Yeah. And every time when I first arrived, Alan wasn't on the farm yet, but I was very new to it. I just wanted to do my job well. Every time I went to feed this sheep, I jumped over the fence with his food and he would headbutt me to the floor.
Right. And then what happened?
Bucket goes flying.
When he was eventually sent to slaughter.
Yeah, so we do a sort of long run up here to give you a bit of context. The farm that we were working on, they raise lamb for meat. And
everything else was rescue.
Pretty much.
Basically, rescue donkeys, rescue horses, rescue dogs, and bred dogs.
Yeah.
But most of the animals were rescued, but the sheep, they were fair game.
That was the main business, as well as breeding dogs. So it came to the time of year, it was roughly like 9-10 months in Canada when you send the lambs to slaughter. And because these sheep, the 2 ewes and the ram, were getting old, it was time for them to go as well. And they were going to be turned into, processed with the lambs by the same abattoir, into dog meat.
What?
To feed the dogs.
Oh, dog food.
Dog food.
Some people call it dog food. Some people call it dog meat.
Yeah, meat for dogs.
Yeah, and sell it in a pie, a la Sweeney Todd.
So they had sort of 8 or 9 dogs at this point, so they need a lot of food. If you're going to process some sheep anyway, you're getting rid of a couple from the farm. You've got to look at it through a slightly different lens. You know, let's process the ones that are getting old anyway, put them out their misery, as it were. The meat came back, and the owner of the farm, Japanese Jim from the previous episode, he was frying up some of the sheep meat,
the ram meat
for the dogs.
Yeah.
And I happened to enter the kitchen just as he was frying the tongue, funnily enough.
Really?
Yeah. And some of the other meat. The 8 or 9 dogs were all sort of barking, you know, looking expectantly up at the the counter, waiting for this lovely sizzling mutton. And I said, "Oh, what are you frying there?" He said, "Oh, it's funny enough, it's some pepperoni." And I went, "Hello,
yeah,
this is a good."
I heard a rumor that you vengefully snatched that tongue from the pan.
Sweet, sweet revenge.
Yeah,
it is. I can tell you, it's a dish better served hot.
Revenge,
best served hot, nice and fried. Get it in the pan with a bit of butter, some salt, and pepper. I had the last laugh, put it that way.
Yeah. You told me that story early on in our friendship, and it made me realise what sort of a man you are. And that's a man that's willing to do something that benefits no one for comedy effect. And I thought, I want to do a podcast with him. There isn't no one who's getting anything out of that interaction other than you getting the comedic satisfaction that a ram who's deceased, if there was a consciousness after life, that ram would be thinking, drat.
Yeah, and maybe, 5-6 years down the line, I've told it as a story on my podcast.
There you go.
And it will change people's opinion. But it was a little win for me. And it was tasty. It's tasty, guys. If you don't like mutton, eat it more.
All that to say, Adam took me to a cooking class for my birthday.
Yes. And we should go into a little bit of detail because it was really good fun. When you had absolutely no idea until we arrived at the address and we saw the sign, the board out the front.
Which made navigating there hard because I've been our chief navigator here in Tokyo because I live there.
Yeah.
Adam said, it's near this coffee shop. I had to navigate to the coffee shop. We got there eventually, saw the board, and it dawned on me that we were attending a cooking class. A little bit of anxiety early on. So I sort of geared myself up. I thought maybe you were taking me for a nice meal. And then suddenly I realised it was actually going to be a cooking class. And I want to excel in situations like that.
Mm-hmm. Rightly so.
And I feel sometimes like cooking, maybe it was a vulnerable thing. So I felt a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Took a deep breath.
We entered the building.
Yeah, we entered the building.
And the first thing we saw actually was the table that had been set only for 2 people.
That's a good sign for me.
And there was 2 of us. So maybe some of the anxiety and the hesitation was actually because you thought you'd be cooking in front of a big group.
Yeah.
But when we realised the group was so small, it was just a private class.
That was nice.
I didn't organise that.
No.
That was just...
You didn't pay extra. You didn't buy everyone else out.
No.
There were 10 places available. You went, all right.
All the people outside were going to go in. I told them the sheep story.
Yeah.
I went, fucking hell, we're not cooking with him.
Yeah.
And it was great, wasn't it? It was lovely. It was specifically like an onigiri musubi type cooking class. So these are little balls of rice wrapped in seaweed and then with various fillings.
Yeah, onigiri. Well, the opposite of a ball in many ways.
Yours were?
A triangle is the shape. So essentially, it's fluffy rice with a filling in the middle. The rice encapsulates the filling, is made into a triangle shape, finished off with a wrapping of seaweed, and then served lukewarm or even cold. And it's very, very delicious. I have them a lot because I get them free from work. And they're really good. I have them often for lunch. So an aged but sweet woman taught us how to make them.
Yeah, she's 80 years old. It was funny, wasn't it? Because the board outside, and also when you book this thing online, it does say something along the lines of traditional Japanese cooking class with 80-year-old grandma.
I got the impression, much like you, people think that she's younger than she is. And she's used to people being surprised when she reveals that she's 80.
Yeah.
She did that whole thing of like, oh, can you guess how old? You do it a lot as well. Can you guess how old I am? Expecting a lower answer. And you went, she's 80. I saw it on the board. And she was like, oh, I am 80.
It says that, does it? All right.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll change that.
Well, yeah. But there's certain technique. We were given, to start off with, all of the fillings, which we were told to taste.
There was spicy cod roe, salmon. There was kelp.
Yeah.
There was beef.
There was
a pickled plum.
And I think the last one was the baby sardines.
Little baby sardines.
Yeah, it was great. So we tried each one individually. We decided what we wanted the fillings to be.
Yeah.
And then we also had a big bowl of steaming rice.
Yeah.
You needed a refill.
Yeah, I used too much of that rice.
Well, it depends. Subjective.
Well, that is it, because my onigiri... There's a moment in the onigiri making process where once you've encapsulated the filling deep within the rice, you then have to shape it. The way she shaped it was so meticulous. It reminded me very much of my own grandma making Polish pierogi. Very mechanical with the hands, very specific in the motion, and a triangle shape emerged from her manipulation of the rice. The moment I saw her do it, I knew that I was going to be good at it, and indeed, with my own onigiri, a perfect triangle emerged.
Yeah, it was as if you'd been doing it for years.
Thank you.
I think you were making onigiri or musubi in a previous life.
I looked at her as I became confident that it was doing it well. I looked at her like, come on.
She could. They both couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
They saw your first attempt, so they showed us. Well, the grandma showed us.
Yeah.
How to do it. It looked effortless for her.
It was beautiful to watch her do it.
She's made thousands. You kind of flip it round, press it, flip it round, press it. Only a couple of times.
She did it in a bit of a flourish, didn't she?
But you mimicked exactly what she did. And I would argue you got a better result.
Thank you.
She said, Majide?
Yeah.
She couldn't believe it.
Which means holy fuck in Japanese.
Who is this onigiri ninja?
Yeah.
But I was really proud of you, actually.
Thanks, man.
Because you'd already said you don't really like doing things that you're not good at immediately.
No, I like to practice.
You were great immediately. You were better than me. You were churning out unbelievable results.
I started making... She offered me a job. She said, do you want to work here? I said, I don't speak Japanese. She said, we'll figure it out. Don't worry about that.
And then, so we sat down. We'd finished. I was embarrassed of what I was doing.
No, yours was good. This is the problem. She said, "Don't compress the rice too much. Keep it fluffy." In order to achieve a perfect result, I did compress. You tried not to compress, and as a result, they were a little less finished.
Yeah, I mean, my onigiri, they maybe looked like as you would expect, as if someone's never done it before. I think
Maybe they're less uniform.
Yeah, they were all the same size.
They were,
and yours were.
One of mine looked like I'd just been greedy, and because
I think that we could tell that you were hungry.
I used a lot of rice.
Yeah, they needed to go back to the kitchen, and I think it was actually the next group. It was their rice that we had to take in order to, make sure you had enough to make your second onigiri.
Well, there's a picture of the onigiri on the screen now.
Yeah.
And you can make your own mind up as to who's.
Yeah.
Using the information that we provided. I mean, maybe it's clearly obvious.
We did know that we were going to make 3 with the rice.
Yeah.
I think you went in there forgetting that detail, as if you were only going to make 1 monster onigiri.
Did you do all 3 with one session of rice? Or she topped you up a little bit, didn't she?
No. Yeah.
That is a shame.
But I'm quite good like that. I'm a Virgo, so I'm quite good at looking at something and, rationing. And...
Whereas I'm a Gemini, so I'm a horrendous, manipulative, two-faced.
So that was fantastic. We put that to one side.
I saw that onigiri class as a free rice farming opportunity.
we were really proud and having a great time. And it was a great interaction between us and the woman who was translating. She's lovely, by the way. I put the link in the description for their cooking class. You should absolutely do it. And then we were told that wasn't the only thing we were going to eat, and that they had actually made us lunch.
Oh, yeah. That would have, by the way, the onigiri we made would have sufficed.
Yeah, but the course probably would have been a fraction of the cost.
Right, yeah.
I think a lot of the budget goes towards the amazing meal that then ensued.
She brought it out on a tray.
A couple of trays.
Tempura.
Multiple pieces.
Miso soup.
Miso soup was there. A couple of other dishes, little regional classics. It was wonderful.
It was a lot of food.
It was too much food for me.
Me and you saw it very much as an obligation.
Potato salad in there as well.
One of your favourite things. We saw it as an obligation. We've both been raised to finish our plates, haven't we?
Yeah, I have, certainly. Although my grandma, another 80-year-old, she said to me, you should always leave the table feeling like you could have eaten more.
That's good advice. My grandma said, if you leave the table feeling like you...
you won't see tomorrow, you're a grateful little prick.
Yeah. In Poland, they say that a problem child is the one that doesn't finish their dinner.
Well, we heard on a few episodes ago when I gave you the old Japanese tripping point, there was a section at the end where we spoke about some Japanese proverbs.
Do you remember the word for someone who doesn't eat their whole dinner?
No, do you?
No.
Well, we'll find it. We'll find it off air. We'll have to leave that a mystery. But it's clearly something that comes from Okinawa in the south of Japan. People that are healthy probably have that mindset.
The idea is that you should always finish eating 80% full.
Yes. Yeah, there should always be a little bit more room, and therefore maybe you'll stay healthier and slimmer and that sort of stuff. But with us, I don't know if we were trying to get our money's worth. I don't know if it was because we didn't eat anything in the morning. I don't know if it was because we had the Arsenal match and an evening of drinking and sightseeing, shortly after.
Yeah.
But we finished every single thing.
And at some point we started to get anxious. We asked her, we said, is it common for people to eat everything? And she went, no. Fear in her eyes, as if we were sort of demonic creatures sent to ruin her business.
You'll be two of the first.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's never happened before.
I didn't feel like there was a competitiveness between us two.
No. We were comrades.
What I did notice, though, little observation.
Is about me?
About us both.
Oh.
We ate things in a different order. It's an interesting observation.
Give me more data.
So I went for what was hot first.
So did I.
You did, in terms of the soup. But I think the things that you left was actually the tempura. I think those were the last things you ate.
They weren't hot, were they, to start with?
Yeah, they would have been.
Were they?
Yeah, well, they would have been lukewarm, maybe, like the onigiri.
I think she fried yours after mine, so mine had already gone cold by the time they brought out.
We made the mistake of leaving the onigiri until about halfway through the meal when we were probably satisfied in terms of our hunger.
That's what, I'm just thinking about that now. I thought we sort of did as well as each other to finish all that food, but my onigiri were 3 or 4 times the size of yours.
Yeah, we've both got very good appetites, I think.
I would say so, yeah. That's another thing I like about you. You take 3 times as long to eat the same amount of food, but you do eat the same amount of food.
Yeah, well, 3 times as long for anything. That's quite consistent across every aspect of my life.
Yeah.
I take a long time to do literally everything.
Yeah.
What's that one?
Well, just there's some things that you want to take a long time to do, and some things not.
I'm patient, but it was wonderful, and I did feel like it was a good birthday present.
Oh, mate, I was actually want to say this. It's one of my favourite birthday presents that anyone's ever gotten me.
Oh,
I actually had such a blast.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I think it was so generous and beautiful and kind and lovely. And one of those birthday presents which is like the perfect thing for you to have gotten me.
Yes.
You know, it like lined up exactly, because if someone else had gotten me that, I would have wanted to take you.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It was like it was a perfect thing that I wanted to do with you.
Yeah.
And you got it for me, understanding that it would be something I enjoyed. Yeah, it was perfect. It was like absolutely ideal.
Oh, I'm very glad.
No, I really appreciate it.
You didn't think
a
it
lot.
was like when someone buys you tickets to go and see an artist that they like themselves in the hope that they take you.
But I would like that if because I enjoy doing things with people that they enjoy.
Yeah,
For me, there's like a part of my potential unenjoyment of an activity is being with someone that's not enjoying it as much as I am. I wouldn't have a good time going if someone bought me a ticket to see an artist that I liked and they didn't, but they were going to come with me. That would ruin my enjoyment of the thing to some extent.
No, I think probably a lot of people would be with you on that.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. It was just like a beautiful, beautiful day.
All right. Well, on that note,
let's go to a little sexy little time that we call Patreon, because we do a show after the show on there, don't we?
We do. It's a continuation. The gloves are off.
Frankly, to you guys, Adam's taken the time to put a link in the description of this show. And it takes you straight to our Patreon section. So even if you have no intention of going there and spending just a small amount of money for what is undeniably a great product, go and click on the link just to say thank you to Adam for taking the time to put it in there.
Yeah, and for hygiene reasons, we were wearing gloves when we were making these onigiri. We didn't think they were necessary because we have very clean hands and we want to feel in touch with the food. We've been to India, we've eaten with our hands, we know the technique.
Yeah.
But the gloves are off in the Patreon section, the lost and found. It all gets a little bit
I was
wild.
hoping you'd tie it back to that. We'll see you over there.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.